Oh, this will be fun.
I'm just going to try to sneak around and get to wherever I need to go. After all, these puppets are mini Mike Tysons.
Joe, I think you should know what I'm about to ask now.
Oh boy, let me prepare first.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but these things are human height, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And puppet stuffing isn't that heavy, right?
Well, it depends on the type of filling, but for argument's sake, we can say it isn't heavy.
It concerns me that you're asking him all this after just making an innuendo. Also, I'm not liking these narrow hallways at all. Nowhere really to run.
So with all of that being established, do you think I could put one of these in a hemlock or something, just outright clean their clocks?
Why do you keep putting yourself in scenarios where you're fighting inanimate objects? You had me do that poll about fighting Ricky the other day, and now here you are again.
Something tells me it stems from validation.
Just answer the damn question.
Unlike the other foes we've squared off with, these certain toys aren't really measurable in strength. Even with pillow stuffing coursing through their veins, they're strong enough to throw Gordon down to the ground like a bag of hammers.
Goodness gracious, we are actually in Poppy playtime again, aren't we?
Who is funding these facilities? Tony Stark?
Either that or one of the X-Men.
How about all of the X-Men?
Well, to refer to your earlier statement, from the sound of it, Gordon's not the most healthy person in the doctor's clinic.
Says Donald, the fitness guru, eating another Red Lobster biscuit. What the hell?
Watch what you say about Red Lobster. Even the water pipes aren't happy with your smack talk.
Realistically, you possibly could take one in a fight, but it's a numbers game when it comes down to it. If they swarm you like a colony of locusts, something tells me you're not getting out of there alive.
Especially if they're out for blood.
You tell me if I just get in a bathroom stall and just start funneling them in, I can't power kick at least a few dozen?
Don, there's a Family Guy episode where they literally ask this question.
I was just thinking about that, except replace the puppets with fourth graders.
This seems easier because puppets don't hold any weight. A strong gust would probably take them to the land of Oz.
You shot 15 metal bricks at one, and it didn't even faze them. You have better odds of fishing a diamond from a Cracker Jack box.
Where the hell did you hear that saying from?
All right, how about all three of us? Like a Left 4 Dead 2 sort of fight?
You still have not given us specific battlefronts.
With all that babbling, at least we have another safe room.
I don't really need to save. What's this paper?
Great, more bedtime stories.
As the mother of a 4-year-old who is devoted to my friendly neighborhood, I am frightened by the tone of the morals on that show. Just yesterday, one of the characters said, you should always think of others before yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. But what if someone takes advantage of you for doing that? What if doing what's uncomfortable ends up exposing you to hurt and danger? Is it really a good idea to teach children to be so reckless with their own well-being?
I can just tell she's a single mother.
Is there something wrong with that?
Well, she's single for a reason. And I think you know what reason I'm referring to.
Yeah, because she wants to be protective of her kid. Really strutting your stuff, Don.
I think she's going somewhat too far. Like, think about mailing in the editor-in-chief just because you're overthinking about a kid's show.
I suppose. Also, this is the third time I've seen that green triangle. Is there another key we have to find?
That's been the overall theme here. I also think that we're going to go back to multiple areas and open up avenues that we couldn't before.
I don't really mind as long as they keep giving us the supplies for ammo.
They're still generous with that. Wait, is this the other side of that well area?
Yeah, I think it loops around at some point.
Oh, looky here. I can't clobber her, so I'll just take her out from up here.
I think Cheese Block is the most annoying one out of all of them. Like, shut the hell up.
Are you going to draw bad blood between you and this puppet now?
To be fair, Junebug is the loudest out of all of them.
No kidding.
Wait, before I go back, there was another area that I could go to. Let me see what's that way first.
Good call. You don't want to spread yourself too thin and lose track of everything.
I already lost track of everything. We have the 7 wonders of the world we have to explore, and then to top it all off, we have these killer Muppets hiding. Is that thing dead?
Either that or the game of operation is getting a bit too realistic for my liking.
It looks dead to me. Still, I personally wouldn't turn my back to it. You never know.
Why is this locked? Damn it, are we in a dead end?
Get out of there.
I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Now, slowly, easy does it.
What the hell are you doing?
I have to get to the other end of the hall. I didn't get to check it out. Okay, I think we're good.
The game would most likely give out a huge cue if he got up.
So what the hell is going on over here?
Someone keeps taking the breakers that you use to open these doors. So I put them in those lock boxes around the basement. Here's a map of where they are in case you need to get through. Janitor Hank, it's Ray.
So what does that even mean?
We need to go around to those locked boxes that we came across and find the breakers.
I remember one back here. Now I just have to get out of here without him getting up.
I think you're good, maybe.
Looks like we're in the clear. Of course, when we get the triangle key, that's when he'll probably get up.
See, I knew it was these lock boxes he was talking about. Now, I just have to find the other three, and it opens those doors.
With how big this facility is, I'm left wondering where these lockboxes could be.
I'm still wondering what the show has to do with the war that was talked about earlier.
I just want to know when the hell this takes place.
As I was skimming the footage during our editing, I noticed that the repair note for Gordon said 1993. So the time that this game took place was exactly 30 years ago.
So Gordon can't just call the SWAT team to airlift himself out of this place.
I doubt Gordon could zip up his fly, let alone zip up a helicopter ladder.
So that answers that. But what does this war even mean to the studio?
These voices are certainly something else.
If I remember correctly, the real-life Sesame Street was made during the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. The aim was to teach young children how to navigate the constantly evolving American landscape, even talking to educational experts and child psychologists.
It's incredible, very incredible, that you can remember little details from a 50-year-old kid show, but not which shoe to put on what foot.
Oh, come on, you cannot tell me you haven't put on your underwear inside out or mixed up your lefts and rights?
Something tells me you did both before you got here today.
This thing is very verbal. What the hell is happening?
This must be what modern-day kindergarten teachers act like.
You mean younger than the kids they teach?
Something like that.
I'm not too keen from your underwear comment.
Oh, another lockbox.
You really want to start a fight you can't stop, Donald? One swing of a chicken wing and you're either going to be knocked out or eating it.
Today on Factor Cap, a trial of two testicles. Can you wedgie someone if they wear a diaper?
Have you guys ever seen those Waffle House fights online?
This is an oddly specific and random question, but I'm familiar. They're hilarious, very funny. Why do you ask?
Before I continue, why is there just a boat here? I guess we're driving it now.
What the hell? We just have a whole underground sewer passage here?
I think it links to the other side of the basement.
Listen, every time you two tortoises swing your necks around, I always think it'll lead into some senior citizen smackdown.
Joe is senior enough. If I smack him again, he might recoil onto the ground like a Jello figure.
I already put the smack and smack down. You should know, of all people.
Throw us in the ring and the crowd noise would probably KO you.
Can I get food before this happens?
Imagine if that was an election tiebreaker, a boxing match between the two candidates.
So it does look like we're on the other side of the basement.
A boxing match would probably be more engaging than the actual election, if I'm being honest.
I don't think it would go very far. Half of the candidates have been around before colored television, me included.
Skill-based matchmaking, Barry Sanders versus Joe Biden. Which crippled prune will bring home the title of not the saddest old guy?
I wouldn't mind officiating that ring.
You should reserve a couple hundred doctors in case one of them throws out their spine.
I forgot about the foot rash in here. Also, complimentary coffins will be provided.
Why am I subject to these experiments?
We got another article here. I guess reading time was their favorite time here on The Neighborhood.
As the My Friendly Neighborhood franchise grows, it was inevitable for Gertzwald's precocious puppets to make the move to the big screen. Fortunately, their first outing is appealing to more than just the younger crowd. Everything from the sumptuous sets to the scintillating score brings the swashbuckling spirit into the theater in a way that both children and adults can appreciate.
You're telling me these gross abominations had a whole damn movie?
4 out of 5 stars, too. Seems like this show was relatively popular for the time being. Again, mimicking the success of Sesame Street or even the Muppets.
The plot centers around a young lad named Clark, Jerry Love, of everyone fame, who sets sail with the puppets in search of treasure. They soon, however, discover that the terrifying Captain Crocodile is in control of the ship, and it's up to Clark and his plucky sea hand friend, Ricky, to...
And the article just gets cut off there.
So this show was the bee's knees around the time it aired.
It seems so.
Wait a minute, was that... Yes, it was, another lockbox.
So how many more do we have after this? Just one?
I think so. The problem is finding where that one is located at.
Don't worry about it. With us three, we'll take them to the cleaners.
You still haven't mentioned the details of fighting these things. Do we need to kill a certain amount? Do we have to survive a certain amount of time? What's the specifics here?
Okay, you're taking the fun out of everything now.
How? You asked the damn question.
You know what? Never mind. Just focus on the game.
Are you serious? I hope your toilet seat in prison is a guy's lap.
Well, there's the last lockbox.
That took longer than it should have. We could have avoided Donald's talk about pool noodles if I found this earlier.
It was a legitimate question. Don't criticize me.
A legitimate question that gave me a legitimate picture in my head that I didn't exactly want.
Like you never thought of it before?
Just shut up.
What am I looking at?
Strange kind of breaker box.
I think there were some slips of paper that told us which breakers go to what.
Should be in your files.
Right here. Club, diamond, heart, and then spade.
I might sound crazy asking this again, but why are there puzzles just to turn on the damn power?
You really have to stop holding these companies to expectations.
Spade and heart, and there we go.
So is this going to be the door that'll get us to the elevator?
I'm hoping so. We got ourselves a mannequin problem.
And a locked door too, that's not good.
Obama,
Do we still have the shotgun? And we're pulling it out as we speak.
let's get out of here as soon as possible. I feel like I'm in a smut video.
What's this? A cutter, huh?
Wait, we can use that for the chain on the doors.
Right, just give me a second. Don't you all come to life now? I'm not afraid to let the bullets fly.
They probably would have already come to life by now.
Hey, I don't want you jinxing things here. Cut the umbilical cord and let's get moving.
Already on it. Looks like we're at another boating area. I wonder where this will take us.
I think there was another area on the opposite side of the basement that had another dock.
I guess it's no big deal that we're traversing the seven seas right now. Gordon must be numb from the highlighter fumes that he snorted in the car to think this is normal.
Wait, let me check the map real quick. Okay, I think I know where we are. Let me do some quick reconnaissance before I venture back in.
I think this is where Ray was. Looks like I was correct.
Why are you moaning? Why does every damn puppet here moan?
These puppeteers must have been in some freaky business behind the scenes.
Yeah, but stop moaning.
I think the more you talk about it, the more he likes it.
Is being kink-shamed a kink itself?
Ask Moany Joni over here. You'd think he's narrating some rag mags.
I'll just do us all a big favor and get rid of this pest.
Where do we got to go again?
Elevator. This is like the 5th time we've told you.
Goodness gracious, is dementia contagious?
I'm just glad we can finally take these chains off the handle. Can't tell you how many times I ran away from a puppet just to get body blocked by the door.
Wait, we went up only a floor?
Must be the elevator Ricky was talking about.
You're telling me Bubble Butt Gordon couldn't climb up that ledge?
Listen, the specifics aren't important. Let's just be glad that we're finally out of the basement.
Here's the thing. This is where the tutorial ended last time. I have absolutely no idea what lies ahead of us. We could be taking the elevator to Hell's Kitchen for all I know.
I wouldn't be surprised if we opened up the elevator to the Stanley Parable at this point.
Don, I have some news to tell you. We might actually be in the Stanley Parable.
From what I can tell, this looks like a walk of fame almost. I wonder if this was a dedicated hallway to their most successful projects.
It's as grand as my hotels.
And as pompous as them, too. Doors locked. Probably the same thing on the other side.
Always good to double check before we move forward.
Can't pick that up. And yeah, it's locked. Well, time to see what's ahead of the mist.
This looks
Great. It's starting again.
like fun.
My guess is that we're somewhat closer to the antenna.
Now I really feel like a 1930s detective.
Talk about grand entrances. Feels like we're walking around the entrance to Atlantis.
They're still being generous with their ammo. I'm not complaining.
It's never a bad thing. Just remember that.
Didn't expect anything to happen, but no news is good news, too.
Looks like this might be the next main area we'll have to explore.
What the? Yeah, I'm just going to avoid that for now.
Was that a damn bat pig wedging his balls on the wall?
I don't know what the hell it was. Ooh, I've got to say, I am liking this jazz music.
This whole thing could be like a Rocket League stadium.
Locked. Of course it is.
Like the ball would come from the hand of the statue or something?
No, that's not how Rocket League works. It's already set in the center of the field, and everybody races to it very fast and swift, like dodgeball routine.
RLCS Castrodon over here.
These lounges really remind me of mafia motives. Maybe I'm overreading things. But I wonder if this business had mob ties.
Am I at a damn library? There's so much reading to do.
ABCs can be pretty hard.
As if you're not talking from experience.
Last month marked 7 years since the end of the war. So it seems like a good time to reflect on the impact it has had on our lives.
Interesting. We get more war lore.
For once, I'm actually intrigued to hear this one.
I think across the whole city, the war has left us feeling troubled. We were called to service for the sake of righteousness, love for one city, and protecting others. But in the end, we found that those calls were just noble lies, and behind them, the horror of reality thwarted our starry-eyed ideals. We left home as heroes and came home as murderers.
The dark deception that the American people finally opened their eyes to.
But this tension leads to a question. Why should we care about right and wrong, or friendliness, as the children's show puts it? Following such things can have a terrible cost. The only reason would be if there were some overarching purpose, some guiding goodness to our wanderings in the world. But that is exactly what an injustice like the war calls into question.
They're linking international tragedy and war crimes to a damn kid show? Who wrote this garbage? Babylon Bee?
The logic in that argument also seems incredibly flawed. Good intentions have started as many wars as selfish intentions have. Conflict cannot be avoided by doing the good thing or the bad thing, but it can be diminished depending on what you do. It also assumes that people only act in a certain way for ulterior motives. Even after being deceived, it's ignorant to question why we should do the right thing.
I'm just outright bamboozled on why you link a kid's show to war. Did they think the alphabet was secret propaganda?
Desperate times call for desperate measures, or something like that.
Didn't know Ted Bundy worked here.
The hell is that?
The punctuation?
We can switch to it. I think it might be a weapon of sorts.
Interesting. I don't know how we could use it, though.
Maybe it's like another wrench and we could just cause some internal brain damage.
What if that backfires? Watch us get caught up in the smoke.
True, we already have one brain-dead president. We don't need another.
At least you come clean.
What the hell is going on in here?
You and Gordon have similar sentiments.
Man, what the hell is that?
He's coming at us pretty fast.
Too fast. Time to get the hell out of here.
It looked like it was a giant frog or toad.
Crazy Frog really got a bit too crazy since he fell off.
What the heck was that?
You saw, Gordon. It was Crazy Frog.
I think that was the gold statue in that one room from earlier. That's probably who made all of this mess, too.
I'm starting to realize you know a lot of pop culture references.
Who, me or Donald?
Both, for that matter.
Joe just sits on his couch butt naked and watches horror analysis.
Speaking of watching, this looks like a whole movie theater.
This might have been a screen room for testing new episodes or movies.
I'm a dedicated man to media, very dedicated, and love digesting the recent fads within our society.
You would be the type of person to watch a show like this.
The hell? A mask?
Waiting any moment for Jim Carrey to pop out around a corner and shove his horrible paintings down our throat.
Well, we have absolutely zero room in our suitcase. We need to find a save point so I can move some of this crap over.
We might have to discard a couple things. Depending on the size of everything, it can get pretty limited when it comes to spacing.
Got it. I wonder if there's anything we can get rid of now.
There probably is, but I would just wait until the save room. I doubt you can, but we don't want to throw away something important.
If we saw Flock after all this time, I would kick Obama in the nuts.
Not even being rude here, Don, but do you have the physical capacity to even lift your leg up to your hip?
Okay, knee you in the nuts.
He got out?
More importantly, is he sucking on a Jolly Rancher?
This is what it sounds like when you eat around us, Don.
I am nowhere near that bad.
He spotted us. Automatic nope.
I don't even want to know how the hell we take down that thing, possibly with the punctuation. But that would be my only guess.
I just don't want another token. I just don't really want to fight that thing at all right now.
With his size, he's a king for the ring. And I really don't want to restart all the way back in the damn basement.
Let's just see if he's still out there. Okay, good. He left.
Not without leaving a mess, though. He probably thought those puppets in the theater were a buffet of delectable dishes.
Something tells me we might need a bigger fridge if we're going to have him around.
Don may have a rival for our grocery bill.
Listen, I spend double of that on DoorDash.
You know those beached whales that end up near the shore?
If you value what little time you have left, don't finish that sentence.
Oh, the music rings out once again. Finally, a safe room.
Only took us across the bridge to Terabithia.
There's another one of those masks. We can do something with that once we get our inventory set up.
Wait, someone's phone ringing?
Why the hell is my phone ringing? I told you guys not to disturb me while we're recording. I guess. What is it? I've been what?
What's going on?
I'm gonna wring your neck, Joe.
Roll the outro.